cross-examination, and then it cuts us off.
Oh my god, we're not there yet.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, it was like 15 minutes. Yep.
Oh.
Too late, you can't testify. I mean, it was 10 minutes, and I had to do the old book again.
Alright. Right, so we need to be dishonest here. Either be dishonest or we have other evidence. I'm not sure if we have other evidence.
Okay. You mean you still have some conclusive evidence? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. So we're definitely gonna go for the didn't not show.
Bruh. Can we look at the court record? Court record.
I think it's definitely suggesting that we pass the cloth.
Why can't we go and look at the photo again?
What about it?
I was hoping to see something else. Can we save here? Just so it's... Cannot show evidence feels real bad. Okay. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
What? You lie.
Chief Gant?
You opened my safe.
Oh, no, oh, right, and now he's admitted.
Yes, he had to incriminate himself.
Yep.
I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Grant? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chesticle region?
Chesticle? It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe?
What? That means you, the Chief of Police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department.
Yeah, he just tore himself apart there.
Yeah, okay.
Impressive! To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. No, you can't.
What? You mean you admit to it? You can't. Yeah.
Don't let this man testify. I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her. I knew Lana. I made it to look like the blame would lie with her sister. That when she saw the scene, she would ask for my aid. So you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had to plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dart convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived to the scene, mind you.
2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why?
For insurance, of course.
Insurance?
I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed.
You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence?
What do you take me for? A fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hit the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too?
Yeah, that's what we were saying, yeah.
Ho ho ho! Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept 1 more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on now, Righto, cough it up. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright?
So you admit to it then, Chief Gunn? That you were hiding the cloth you cut from the victim's vest in your safe?
Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do all that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then, before it was too late.
It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Save. Because fucking hell. I'm in 4 minds right now. No! Well, that was brash! No, it's too late to show the evidence now. Besides, even if I did, it just exposed that poor girl's fingerprints. And I don't like that at all.
Think hard over the circumstances.
The circumstances?
Talking about then and now. There's one major difference between the two.
You know he forged it now.
Weren't you waiting for that difference?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you show it now, Andrew. Fuck. Hate not having the buttons.
Mr. Wright,
Yeah, don't show it!
chance.
What the fuck? It's not show it now.
Your Honor. It doesn't matter. We're going to show it now.
I do have the evidence to present now. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
I mean...
Now, this is what I wasn't sure about. I was sure we showed something. Is there something else? Wait, what's the autopsy report say? Back. Oh yeah, no. Can we view the tape of Meekins and Marshall? What did you just show?
The jar.
Mr. Edgeworth, your opinion, please. I don't think that's right. We've already talked the jar to death.
I think Mr. Wright's humour has improved at the expense of his defence. Okay.
Yeah, that was...
Come on, Mr. Wright.
Talk the jar to death. We cannot talk more about this jar.
You remember that?
We have to show the... It has to be the cloth.
Yeah,
it has to be.
Okay. I feel like the game is just being like, show the cloth, idiots.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
Edgeworth said it. We know the difference now. We know he can fabricate it now. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest.
Oh, yes. At last you finally brought it out into the open.
There's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests that this immediately be sent for the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
You mean...
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence.
Edgeworth?
Ho ho! You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it. Raito has had all this evidence to present. Raito had all this time to present the evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that? Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? Maybe we don't show this.
No, we had to. When we selected no, it pushed us onto this route.
No, we can select something else.
Oh, okay.
Very well, I tell you. This looks very similar.
Should be okay now.
Should be okay now, okay. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is...
Emma Sky, age 16.
Yeah, I think 5. Emma Sky?
What? They're mine?
I'm sorry, Emma.
But why? Why didn't you tell me? Oh, you're really something, Raito. You knew this girl did it all along. And yet you still tried to pin the murder on me.
So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you? You monster! The Sky. You knew his fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. The Sky, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet.
But I'm afraid it is, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense.
Pot kettle, black.
I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy.
You're gonna be in prison way faster than us.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue. Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer?
Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up.
Oh? And what's that?
Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What?
Yeah, what?
Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Sky, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about?
I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is.
Do you know what he's talking about? Because I don't.
Maybe. Is the handprint on the wrong side? Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict? Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold! The piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth.
I can't save.
Shit. Wait, go back to the photo. Wait, yeah, okay, do a 360. Okay, do a 360 of listening to the photo. I don't think there's blood on it. There would be blood on it. The photo, if you look at the photo, if they found the body on that and cut the cloth out, there'd be blood on it, right? No, not that photo. One of them hanging on the steps. There'd be blood on it. It wasn't there to cover the blood, it was before he went on the thing.
The photo?
Yes! Sleuthy Saturdays, motherfuckers! This is what I'm talking about!
And what exactly is this supposed to be?
Fucking science! This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. Oh, but that piece of cloth.
No blood.
No blood. No blood. Wait. There's no blood on it. Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at the time.
No. This is nonsense.
Now then, Chief Cat, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside.
He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out.
If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armor's sword?
Then to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write their name on the jar. The victim's blood. A jar they had broken on purpose to leave behind a clue. And to make Lana believe her sister did it.
Remember what you admitted only moments ago. That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it?
Could save others from death, but not himself.
Not himself. Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer.
No!
It's finally all over. Oh, he's desperate.
Oh ho ho ho! That was close, Righto. You almost had me? Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations.
You refuse to testify. What do you mean you refute his allegations?
You see that that piece of cloth is illegal evidence.
That's so irrelevant. That's so irrelevant. Oda. What nonsense is this?
Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember Aji? Earlier, old writer here concealed that piece of cloth. So then what's your excuse, Righto? You have some conclusive evidence, don't you?
Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. Because it wasn't conclusive at that point that he knew about it. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence at that time.
At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair. Ho ho ho! Did you actually think you could best me in a court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son.
I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Well, Mr. Wright? Save! 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 No! The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
The time has come.
Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? Save. Save! Now you purposely act illegally. Fucking hell, I have to press save. I did not. I said it this time. I admit, I refused to present it at one point.
Aha! So the evidence is illegal.
Objection! No, it isn't, Mr. Gant.
Huh?
It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence.
No, Udgy, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe.
Objection!
There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well, let us settle this once and for all. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now. Present.
Boom. It must be relevant.
No, I think it's the first one.
No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
Because we needed him to say it was evidence.
Either way, we're presenting the book.
I have the book right here.
Boom!
This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
What's this?
I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth. Nothing more.
What?
You see, it's written right here in the book. The second rule of evidence law. No.
Get fucked.
You got me this one time. If we have a score sheet up, I'd like to see it.
I think it's in my favor.
Absolutely.
Rule 1. No evidence should be shown without the approval of the police department.
I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department.
Rule 2. Unregistered evidence must be relevant to the case on trial.
And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident.
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this photograph and...
Objection! Sorry, but can you recall, when was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago.
No. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless.
The person who gave it value as evidence was you, David Gunn.
You yourself confessed to a certain truth.
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest.
Oh, get lawyered.
Lawyered. Severely lawyered.
Oh, yes.
Utterly and completely lawyered.
No! It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth.
The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant. The killer was you. Yikes!
I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. 2 years he's been snooping around the department, trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman.
Detective Goodman?
Yeah, that's right. The evidence is transferred. I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you gotta help me. Goodman turned him down as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. Stole Goodman's ID and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman?
Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered.
He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking out the evidence, he said,
It's not too late. I'm going to hand this all over to Marshall.
well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. And that's when I saw it. That accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it impossible for you to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I don't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake.
The bloody handprint. The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
I used to be known as the crime computer. I guess everyone has to start but I guess everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. And you put the bloody body back in my car. Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than our detectives ever will.
Leaving the prosecution's car aside. How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this?
Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. She took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take.
So, you left the jar fragments and the glove.
Yeah. It looks like I was better off as an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. Gotta hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well in close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them all down. once you try and go it alone. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Aji.
What?
Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend.
I'm sorry too, David Gantz. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator and an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person.
Those days are gone now, Aji. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Raito here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning.
There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky? You no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all of your trouble. My. What high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows, a few years from now, you just might make it to the top. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Sky. Do you too, Mr. Edgeworth? You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you.
It was nothing.
Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop. I only did my job.
In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky? Yes, Your Honor. You are innocent of murder. However, although the Chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date. Yes, I understand, Your Honor. Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling? It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains.
Kinda guilty.
Well, this trial has gone on for too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, the court finds the defendant, Ruslana Sky, not guilty.
Whee! Victory at last.
That is all. This court is adjourned. The second time we've got a not guilty verdict on someone who's confessed that they're guilty. Unbelievable record. At long last, it's finally over.
You're telling me, Phoenix.
Finally over. Emma. Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. But at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. Come on, look at the price tag.
No, that's not it. Just now after the trial ended.
I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Hyde. And to you, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well. Genuine smile.
You know, I did my best too, but I didn't say a single word to it. I hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around while on duty. And stop it all off. You call me here. I've seen happy people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding. Oh, are you here because my sister again? Nope, not this time. Came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. Lana.
Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know.
Well, I won't tell if you won't.
Emma, I owe you an apology.
It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it.
That day 2 years ago. Was the first time in my life I ever panicked.
Is that how you spell panicked?
Yes. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess.
Sis.
I asked Gan to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. But now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself. But I could not bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew.
But sis, you're only doing it for me.
No.
Huh?
I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you.
Sis.
I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry.
But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now.
You're happy?
Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have.
Oh, Emma. Emma! Hey! No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And it is from there that we can move on towards a brighter future. I'm Phoenix Wright. Thank you for playing my game. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe.
Me?
Thank you both for all that you have done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and get over here!
Just sidles out from behind the pillar.
Where was he hiding?
I just came to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Edgeworth. Right, well, I'll be going now.
Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the only ones who acted corruptly, not you.
It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realized today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth. Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. You despise criminals, you can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You can't go it alone. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. In order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary. But I've known that to be true for quite some time.
But Edgeworth?
Who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I continue as a prosecutor. The voices,
Edgeworth.
they call to me.
Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor Manfred von Karma were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You went alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah! What is this, a pop quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright. Show what Lana's talking about.
Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. Oh my fucking lord, game. Give me a break. Was it the cloth at the end? Or was it because he read out the evidence law? Or because he had half the list and I had half the list? That was pretty symbolic. Any of this stuff, we wouldn't be here without Edgeworth. Who are we kidding?
Didn't he give us the fingerprinting set?
Oh, he did. He gave us the fingerprint set. Absolutely, that's it. Good
That might mean something to you. Let's see how it had anything to do with our partnership.
Huh? Mr. Wright. It seems you still have a lot to learn as well. Wasn't very good. I guess that wasn't the right piece of evidence. Maybe it's the cloth at the end because we wouldn't have got the fingerprints. Oh my god, bad end!
It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth. If you'll excuse me. There's still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor.
Edgeworth! What will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember. You can't let what happened kill the prosecutor in you. Or you... Oh, sorry, let's do that again. You can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you. Or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you.
I know. It seems I owe you my thanks. Right? What I face now is my problem.
Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court.
Farewell.
Is he like gonna? Is he actually gonna resign because we didn't get the right fucking evidence?
No, there's another game.
I know, but later. But that would be true end. So I'd better get going too.
Okay, but I'll be by to visit soon.
It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you.
Scientific investigation.
It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. I love the little chick series.
Thanks, sis. I will.
And so another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. I mean, what, I'm 16 and that was 29? And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself.
Well, don't go checking off just yet, pal.
Huh? What is it, detective?
There's just a little matter to be resolved in the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this. But...
I thought you said it was okay.
yeah, well, might be okay with me, but the folks in the prison are a different story.
Huh?
Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either.
Huh?
Ah. Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side.
Now he needs a defense attorney.
No, he needs money. Yeah, well, Mr. Wright, here is the one who'll be footing the bill.
Huh? Huh?
What, do you think I can afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best.
Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go and pay for it together? Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go bribe a guard.
Objection!
Oh.
That was awesome. That was good.
It was a very challenging extra case, that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I arranged for a friend of mine to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a new top coroner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I managed to find my way back to the field somehow. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma.
do-do-do.
See, I bet Edgeworth is going to say he fucking had some rough times because we didn't show the right evidence. Be ready to speak, by the way. Go,
I know, right?
We can't even relax for the fucking credits.
Oh, here we go. Yikes! I thought I was a goner for a moment there at the end, though. They overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If he were penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. Just goes to show. You can't shake me off that easily.
Good job, Gumshoe. It was imperative in that case. Imperative.
And I think with that, that brings our stream to the end. We'll make it through these credits, but obviously.
Well, we may as well stream the end of the credits.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. And then next week we'll be back with Danganronpa 1.
Danganronpa. My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them now. Someday I'll make it to be a detective. Yes, sir. Then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe. That fucking Dick Gumshoe. Excellent. Like the kid.
What a fantastic character.
Marshall's gonna be back. You're gonna have to do some low.
Oh yeah, oh yes.
I finally found the truth in my brother.
Oh.
Did either of us voice the Blue Badger?
I just expect its eyes to turn red.
I get a chance to practice your Monokuma voice if this thing has a line.
Hee I'm coming for your babies.
Okay.
Oh.
No! Well, that's the greatest tragedy. Oh. Bad end. I told you we got the bad end. Thing falls over. Oh. Man. Yeah, Danganronpa. It's gonna be exciting. I hope anyone that enjoyed this series joins us for Danganronpa.
What is it?
Even more
Can't you see I had me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? The star managed to sneak one in. Says, sees one of the guards their boyfriend. Well, cowboy, you did it. They even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water?
Lad. Absolute lad. But yeah, if you enjoyed this series, I hope you come join us for Danganronpa. That's going to be hype. And then after Danganronpa, we'll have the second version of this game. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu. There's something or other. The top layer tastes bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. Sorry, it's hard to do that voice and speak quickly.
I know, it's intense. Oh, fucking Ben Judd, good job.
Good job, Ben Judd. Nailed it. Brandon Gay, Kairi Funakoshi. Did a good job. I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for, how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to go to, so I'd better be... Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel! Sorry, gotta go. Oh, that's what this chair looks like.
I love that we were just like grooving. You're like, yeah, we're watching the credits.
I'm just vibing.
Yeah, Yuko Muto, Alexander O. Smith. It's a girl. Ah, nothing suits the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. I can't go back, not until I'm a fully fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon training's about to begin. Coming. Well, see you around, Nick. That's been a long time since I've done that voice, and I couldn't quite remember how to do it.
That started pretty good. I think you fixed it up okay.
Less soft than Emma. Fuck.
Emma.
Oh.
I hate the way you Westerners bastardize her name.
Very clearly Emma.
It clearly reads Emma. Emma would have two M's. Emma.
Emma.
Emma. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I brought you your tea. What's going on? Told you, bad end. Fucked it.
How was I meant to know what it was? How is it not that?
I know, he didn't give us that. I need to look up what that means. Oh, here.
Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. It's got pictures of her inside. She loves hiding pictures in books. Oh, it does. It really does.
Oh my god, it fucking does. Oh, that old chestnut. Oh, an envelope. Ooh. Oh my god, that's the cutest picture. Wait, no, show us it again. That was not enough.
Let's come back.
Yes, look at that. Look at Eva's little hat. Ah, it's the best.
Ema.
Ema, look at Ema, that little hat. Oh, that's tremendous. That was back home.
Nice. Got the achievement unlocked. Got the Capcom logo. Everyone's favorite logo.
Nice.
Do.
There we go. We did it. Finally. Imagine I just came up. Objection! Bonus case. Like, no! Let us go. Right, we did it.
Yeah.
Ace Attorney Trilogy, first game. Done.
Wait, how do I select a different game?
What, was that the entire trilogy?
No, that's the first game.
That's what I thought.
Ah,
Oh, here you
new
go.
game. So next one in Danganronpa, but then it'll be Justice for All.
And then it's Danganronpa 2. And then it's Trials and Tribulations.
There's
And it's
Danganronpa.
Danganronpa V3.
Oh my
Because
god.
3 is the anime. The game is
Okay.
V3.
Peace out of this.
Yeah, so anyway, thank you so much for everyone that's here. We've had such a fantastic time playing this actually amazing game. I'm so happy, I'm so excited to play the next one. But, starting next week, Danganronpa. If you've never heard of Danganronpa and you enjoyed this, then holy shit, come join us. It's going to be even crazier, even more animation shenanigans, and even crazier murders to solve.
Thanks for
See you
watching.
there.
See ya.